giving us this opportunity, for educating us. I can say that when I was a school trustee and my colleague Ron Burton, who lived in this neighborhood, we talked about this very often. And not only in the context of the gondola proposal, but also in the context of TMX and how worrisome that is and is continuing to be worrisome, not only to this community, but all the neighboring areas that are going to be impacted, whether we like it or not. So with the TMX, we've kind of lost all our challenges. But with the gondola, I am saying to you that as far as VCA councillors, the current ones and potential ones, we do not support any of the routes that have been proposed, because we do not support any project that is going to not pass your test. Because you're the residents here, these are your lives, these are our lives, these are our children, our homes, our conservation area. We're already interrupting the ecosystem with the Trans Mountain. We don't need to add to that in any way. So all I can say to you is that unless there is, as has been said earlier, there is a great infrastructure of roads, there is absolutely no reason why we cannot provide reliable, fossil-free energy, clean energy transportation to and for the mountain. People need to be transported, and I'm not convinced that the gondola project is going to remove any cars, any kind of vehicles that are going to be going to and fro, because that's not going to change that. So if that was ever a motivation, I don't think that's going to work. So as far as I'm concerned, you are going to be the ones who are going to give us the signal as to how to move on it. Because as things are, I would say it is on the back burner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eamon, would you like to speak next?
Sure.
There's a list of them online.
I want to
You
thank
can find
everyone
them
for inviting us
on the
here
city
today.
website.
I'm obviously learning your plight as well too, and I empathize with your situation. And again, I would probably reiterate, as my candidates did, that I would hate to have that gondola over my roof as well too. However, there is a pattern that's been going on at City Hall, and I sit on the Public Safety Committee for the City of Burnaby, and I am a 4-year member of the Advisory Committee to the Community Police of the RCMP, and I'm at District 4. But part of the pattern is that I've raised the motion of, as an example, bus shelters that are unsafe and that backs in the green space without any lighting. And it begs the question why the green space is not backed up and the lighting is not in that vicinity. So the report went back to council, and council basically said that there's a cost of moving the lights. So that's why they haven't done it. So safety to the neighborhood here is meaningless to the council and to the mayor. So I did my due diligence, and I told TransLink, and in fact, they would pay 50% of the cost of the move of the bus shelter towards a street lamp. I'll give you another example. The city streets are really unsafe in Burnaby, especially when half the year we're driving in rain and in darkness. So I've made a proposal again to council to put cat's eye reflectors. So it came back and it was rejected in January 2018. So you need to understand, half the employees do not live in Burnaby. They live outside the community. So there is no concern. They're all instructed by council and mayor to give them reports that favor them. So when the cat's eye proposal went in, and they said, oh, Pedro Calandino says all the cat's eyes would be scraped off by the snowplows. So I investigated. There's a company in the U.S. that actually has a machine that makes the entrenched portion into the blacktop, and then the reflector goes below ground. But Doug Louie, who's the number 2 man in the engineering department, says, I don't know where to find it. So Hank, can you provide that information?
He needs a procurement manager.
So Councilor Johnston is in charge of the safety of traffic committee. So I said, you also need to put new paint on the roadway. And he goes, there's no approved paint. there are 2 approved paints, and that's being approved by Trans BC. So I brought all that information and the website to Councilor Johnston. In fact, I'm a volunteer. If anyone has volunteered, I don't get paid for this. You have city workers that are paid, which over 100 are making over 100,000. What are they doing, sitting on their asses? I really don't care for that. Same with all the condominium towers that they're pressing. That's mayor and council. While Mayor Hurley suggests that Corrigan had the developers in his back pocket, he's approved 82 towers since November 2019. That's already gone through first reading, second, third, and final. So he's twice the speed of Derek Corrigan.
And
But-
Derek Corrigan was anti-Honolulu.
Yeah.
So that's another one.
Yeah.
While the condos are being built, anything prior to 2018, first responders, that's ambulatory workers, police, fire, if they go into a building that was built prior to 2018, it is unsafe. Their radios don't work. So they need to bring a radio transmitter. So in the case of an emergency and they're on the 39th floor, and they forgot to bring a radio transmitter, and someone, heaven forbid, has a heart attack, what are you gonna do? Run back down to your truck and order a radio transmitter? So I put a motion forward to put radio transmitter in existing towers, and it got rejected. One more.
Okay.
Yeah.
1,000% increase in mental health wellness checks. This is a report from Fraser Health. I put a motion forward at the Public Safety Committee meeting to have psychiatric nurses hired to work with the RCMP, similar to CAR 87 in Vancouver, similar to CAR 67 in Surrey. Fraser Health rejected it, but it was fine for council to approve it. That it won't go. There's no common sense, and that's why I'm running.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, we don't even have bus shelters here.
My name is
So
Saman, yeah.
that's